Winter camping is hard and more difficult. So why does winter camping suck? Stay tuned and find out. Hello friends, my name is Jeremy with Midwest Backpacker. Hey, if you like backpacking, camping, outdoor adventure, and gear videos, that is what this channel is all about, and I invite you to hit that subscribe button. We are in the final part of a 4-part series on winter camping. In the first 3 videos, I talked about choices that will keep you warm, some hacks to keep you warm, why winter camping is awesome, and in this video, we're going to talk about why winter camping sucks. Now, hold on, slow your roll. I know there's some guys out there that are going to say, you just need to man up, boy. It's winter camping. Suck it up. Well, go back, watch last week's video, part 3, on why I think winter camping is awesome. I really enjoy winter camping, but there are some reasons why most people don't want to go winter camping. It's mainly because they're p***s. Number 1 is it is cold and dark. I live in Minnesota. In the heart of winter, highs in the teens and lows around 0 are the norm. It can get a lot colder. Last winter, some buddies and I went out camping when it was negative 47 degrees. And when you're out that cold, your skin has to be covered up. So just being able to take your gloves off for 30 seconds or a minute at a time can be really inconvenient. If properly outfitted, you're probably not going to get cold. But don't sweat when you are walking to camp or gathering and processing firewood, or else you're going to get cold. Now in the winter, you're going to have to wear layers and layers of clothing to stay warm, and you're going to have to bring bigger, thicker, more insulated sleeping bags and sleeping pads and a bigger, sturdier tent. And you're also probably going to want to bring an axe and a frying pan, and all of that is heavy. Winter has the shortest days of the year. It can be light for as little as 8 hours a day. So you're going to be sitting around camp a lot longer. Now, if you get cold or there's somebody annoying sitting around the campsite with you, you can go to bed early. However, if you're like me, you can only sleep so long. And if you go to bed early, you're going to wake up early, and it'll probably still be dark then. Oh yeah, and waking up in a nice warm sleeping bag in the middle of the night because you have to pee and go out in that sub-freezing temperature, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Number 2 is it is quiet and creepy. Have you ever been out in the dark woods all by yourself and you have the sensation that somebody is watching you? If you haven't and you want to have that feeling, I recommend that you go solo winter camping. So in the winter, there are no leaves on the trees. The ground is probably covered up with snow, and there's nothing for the wind to blow around. So it's either dead quiet or all you hear is the wind howling through the trees. Now, if you have never gone solo camping before, I recommend that you don't do it for the first time in the winter. Because even for the most experienced solo backpacker like myself, it can be a little creepy. Number 3 is it can be slippery and snowy. 4 years ago, I went out for a solo hiking trip on the Superior Hiking Trail. It had just snowed that morning, 4 inches of fresh snow, and it was beautiful. So I had my backpack, I had some snowshoes, I had some spikes for the ice. I headed out on my hike, and because of the conditions, I kept on alternating back and forth between just wearing my shoes, putting on my snowshoes, and sometimes putting on those spikes for the ice. I got about 4 miles in, and I just thought that it was getting a little too hairy, a little too dangerous, so I actually turned around and started hiking back to my car. On the way back out, I was wearing those snow spikes that had gotten clogged up from the wet snow. I slipped on some ice, fell down, broke my wrist badly, and banged my head on the ice. I was able to get back up and walk to my car, drove myself to the hospital where I spent the rest of the night. To this day, I have a plate and a bunch of screws in my wrist, and I still consider myself to be lucky. On another trip, some friends and I had planned to hike 5 miles into a campsite on the Superior Hiking Trail to camp for the night. When we got to the trail, we discovered that there was deep snow and nobody had walked or broken in the trail that we were planning to hike on. We had some snowshoes, but with the weight of our packs, those snowshoes were inadequate, and we ended up post-holing to a camp that was 3 miles away. It was exhausting, and not having a trail broken made navigation a little difficult and slowed us down. When we finally got to camp, my pants and above my boots were soaked, and when we sat around, that froze into ice, and that night it took forever to get my feet warm. Trail conditions in the winter can be even more unpredictable, and you shouldn't overestimate the amount of miles that you can cover. Number 4 is it is dangerous. As illustrated by that earlier story, winter camping can be dangerous. Cold temperatures can hurt or kill you quickly. I don't recommend that people go solo, remote winter hiking and camping, because even the most experienced hiker, and even if you have a GPS device like a Garmin, there's a certain level of risk. If you were to slip and bang your head or have a medical emergency where you can't press that button and there are no other people around, it could end very badly. If I winter camp alone, it's usually in a state park where there are other day hikers out there and the trails are relatively simple. Now last winter, I went winter camping at negative 47 degrees on a remote lake in the Boundary Waters canoe area. However, I was with some other experienced hikers and campers that I trusted if I were to get injured, they would help me out. Now, the site that we went to was less than 3 miles away from our cars, so if there was a dangerous condition or somebody got hurt in that negative 47 degrees, one of us could easily and quickly get to our car. Number 5 is it can be expensive. Have you ever priced a negative 20 degree sleeping bag or sleeping quilt? Do you have a nice solid tent that is made for holding the snow? Do you have nice waterproof warm boots and warm clothing that will help keep you warm when the temperatures are below freezing for 48 hours straight? Now you can go to a thrift store and pop some tags and save a little bit of money, but you're still going to have to invest in some good gear and good clothing to keep you warm in the winter. Okay, all you haters, I really like winter camping, but I think that we need to be transparent that there are a number of challenges to winter camping that you won't see in the spring, summer, and fall. Don't let this video scare you away from winter camping, because I think that the positives far outweigh those challenges. I have a number of videos on winter camping that you can watch, and I think will convince you that winter camping is fun, even if you are a little hesitant because of a lack of experience camping in the winter. Are you one of those people who still think that sub-zero camping is a little nutty, but you like to watch freaks like me do it on YouTube? Well, go ahead and hit that subscribe, punch the bell notification, and they'll tell you when I put out some new winter camping videos. You can check out our shenanigans on Facebook and Instagram. And, even if I don't see you on the trail in the winter, maybe in the spring and in the summer, I'll see you back out on the trail.